You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Thank you, Lisa. Tyler, that's a nice new shirt you got on.
Yeah, it's cold as hell in this studio, but I'm rocking the brand new ON Oil Up Playoff Tee. Get yours at nationgear.ca. Kennedy is a creative genius who designed a beautiful shirt, and she's in no way looking at the glass behind me, ensuring I give a solid ad read for this fine product available now. nationgear.ca.
And in no way did she bully you into putting that shirt on.
Even though I said I'm cold. So if I'm sick tomorrow,
how does it feel though? Yeah.
it's actually really nice material, super soft. The part where like the design on it isn't like it blends in nicely to the material. Sleeve length is solid. All in all, 10 out of 10.
Nationgear.ca. We got some fresh gear up there. Go check it out. First, we got to shout out our friends at Oodle Noodle as well. 18 locations and counting. My friend Tyler is looking at his phone because he's building up the delicious debate. He is surely not distracted by literally everything other than the podcast he is currently recording. Tyler, for our friends at Oodle Noodle, what is the delicious debate for the two?
Yeah, sorry. I thought my only job today was the ad read about the shirt. I thought you guys were handling the rest. No, the Oilers have 2 games left in the regular season. They could finish first in the Pacific. They could finish first in the conference. They could finish second in the Pacific. They could play LA. They could play Seattle. They could play Winnipeg. They could play Nashville. The delicious debate is, what do you want to see happen?
I'll tell you, there's one of those teams I don't want to see. No, it's Winnipeg. Not because I'm scared of Winnipeg. I just don't want to fucking go to Winnipeg.
But you don't have to.
We might be. Shout out to AMA Travel.
Our friends at AMA Travel want us to go cover the first round. And if it has to be Winnipeg, I'm going to be upset.
Imagine if in the last 2 weeks of your life, you thought you were going to either LA or Vegas for a nice work trip. And then you find out you have to go to fucking Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Michael Scott is a big fan.
Unbelievable.
A bus ride?
He was a big fan. That is true. They did have the concierge. I'm going to have to look for one.
Would it be the hotel hospital, the hotel hospital again?
I hope not. But maybe, because Tyler brought up the point that if we roll into that barn in Oilers jerseys, nobody's going to be fans.
We went to LA, and LA, most of the people in that rink aren't even sure what hockey is. And someone threw a beer at you.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen in Winnipeg?
In the whiteout.
I will say this, though. There is something to be said about having to go through Winnipeg, because we have 5 Stanley Cups in our history, and every single time we had to beat Winnipeg.
But don't you care about me?
I do care about you.
None of those teams had Connor Hellebuck.
Fuck Connor Hellebuck. None of those teams. We never had Connor McDavid.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Glenn.
For 4 out of 5.
Well, let's get to it. Where do you want to go outside of my personal beef against actually?
Yeah, what do you want to see happen? That's the
I do like Mitzi's. I'm going to go for some tendies.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only saving grace. Pizza's terrible in Winnipeg, at least at that 1-7-11 anyway.
Yeah, you have to buzz your way in.
I was just going to say, I think you got all your Winnipeg references in one segment.
Although I will tell you, if we do have to go to Winnipeg, Tyler, I'm renting a car.
No
so I can make all kinds of yeah, of course. I can make all kinds of no airport content.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to the debate.
What do you think the route would be? Because you would obviously have to rent a car to get there, first of all.
Yeah. Well, see, like we might fly into, Thunder Bay or something.
Fargo.
Or like maybe see what the airport, like the schedule's like in Brandon. You can fly into Brandon.
Yep.
Rent a car at the airport.
A lot of hassle.
Yeah, it's a lot of hassle.
Back to the delicious debate. What do you want to see happen?
There's all the fun.
Selfishly, Nashville.
Yeah, but that's like 1%. That's probably not happening.
There's 2 things you want to see in the rest of this season.
Yep.
1, 2 victories. Second thing, and probably more important, staying healthy.
Yes.
That is the most important thing, is that the Oilers stay healthy the way they are right now.
That is fair.
I want to get to that part after, like, because we got 2 games left, so I want to get into like what's the approach. But like, let's narrow it down to like, what are the options again, Tyler? I wasn't paying attention to you.
They could finish first.
Yes.
They could finish second.
Yes.
They could play LA, Seattle, Winnipeg, or Nashville.
So if you had a choice, Dan, you're looking at those squads. Who are you going up against?
Well, we asked on this very podcast about a week ago which team I wouldn't want to see, and my answer was Winnipeg, and I think I was the only Winnipeg in the room. I still stick with that, and I do believe we are going to play Winnipeg because I would like to see this team continue to win, and then I'm guessing Seattle gets one of those 2 games against Vegas, so I would say that we win the Pacific by winning out.
Yeah,
So
listen,
Dan
I
thinks
think
win out the
it's-
Pacific, facing Vegas.
I think that's a possibility,
Winnipeg.
right? If Seattle beats Vegas in regulation once in their next 2 games and Edmonton wins, it's top spot in the Pacific. And if Edmonton beats Colorado tonight, no one can catch them other than Vegas for the top spot in the conference. So there is something nice about being the 1 seed in the Western Conference, I think, right? You'd have home ice advantage in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. I think that would certainly be good. If for anything else, just the vibes in general, always having game 1 at home is nice from a fan perspective to have the series start at Rogers Place. For me, I am not going to lose a wink of sleep if they lose each of their next 2 games. I do not care. There is really not any correlation at all between being hot going into the playoffs and having success in the playoffs. It doesn't really matter. I want them to stay healthy, and I want them to play Seattle because I want the best chance at winning the first round. They'll be favorites no matter who they play. I'm not saying they won't be. I think they'll beat whoever they play, but they'll have a much easier time against Seattle. So why wouldn't you want that?
I'm not afraid of either team.
I'm not afraid of anybody, frankly.
I'm not afraid either. But if someone gave you the choice right now and said, you can fight a silverback gorilla, a lion, or a squirrel, which one would you choose to fight? Squirrels
What's
can be
my
pesty.
weapon?
I'm not fighting the squirrel.
Bare hands.
There's none of those teams in this
bare
division.
hands.
What are you talking about? There's no silverback gorilla team
Okay,
in our
sorry.
division.
If you had to fight a wild dog, a squirrel,
What kind of dog? It matters.
Frank.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
Oh, fair.
He's feisty, but I'm not worried about him. He's small.
Yeah.
Point
I hear what you're
is,
saying.
you would take the
you want to
easiest
pick your
fight.
shot. You pick your shot still,
Pick
obviously.
your shot. And like, again, I wouldn't be sitting here being like, well, we're fucked if we play the Jets. I'd say I'm fucked because I got to go to Winnipeg.
Would you rather not make it so you know who you're gonna have to play afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Would you not make it as hard for them as possible? Like, I'm not worried about my team right now, so I'm going to make the team that I don't want to see make it as tough as possible for them.
Yeah, and that goes the same way. Why would you want to come in first and have Vegas get Seattle? And then you got to play Winnipeg? Flip it. You play Seattle. Make them go to Winnipeg. Play Hellebuck.
Hella who?
The reason that Winnipeg worries me is because of what Hellebuck did to the Oilers 3 years ago.
It's 3 years ago.
I know, but it's history. It's
In
there.
1985, the Oilers weren't worried about what they did in
You just
1982.
talked about how it would be nice if they play the Jets because they did it 30 years ago and then won the cup.
That's just like coincidence.
Synergy.
Liam, who do you want to face?
I would like to face the Seattle Kraken.
But who do you think they'll face?
Nailed it.
I think they'll play the LA Kings.
Seamless.
That is behind the scenes magic we just
Okay.
pulled off there.
Now my
Let me-
time is off.
Let me go. No, it'll be up by
That'd
like
be fine.
6 seconds, Liam.
Yeah.
It's still
We
off.
had a bit of a malfunction.
Perfectionist here.
Pause it for a second.
We had a bit of a malfunction with the recording machine.
Yep.
The listeners did
recording
notice.
machine.
And I
We
just
don't
said,
think
all right,
so
Bag
anyways.
Milk, we're going to pick it up when you asked Liam your follow up. And for some reason, that's the funniest fucking thing in the world to you.
Well, because I like you getting rattled like you are now.
It's like when we do an ad read, we're like, pause for an ad. And then people.
ad.
and
Did you
then
pause
people
for an
do-
ad there?
Oh, we should just pause for an ad.
Okay,
Did
let's
we pause
quickly
for an
pause
ad?
for an ad. We'll be right back.
I feel like it was too soon to pause
That's
for
a
an ad.
very early ad.
You know what?
Maybe I won't put it there. Maybe I'll
You know
put it
how we
there.
do our you know how we do our cold performers of the week? We eat our veggies first. For the listeners, you just had to eat your veggies at the 8-minute mark today. You had to sit through the ad.
It's tough.
Tough love. Where were we?
I said
Who
the
do you
LA
think they're going to
Kings.
face, Liam?
The LA Kings,
Go ahead.
because quite frankly, it just seems like what's going to happen.
So you just don't think we're going to win out?
I honestly just have a feeling they might just fall against San Jose just because they don't play everybody. And it's just like, San Jose.
Who's not going to play everybody? We're playing everybody.
Yeah, but like McDavid and Draisaitl might just put out the power play and like shit like that. Like,
Perfect.
I know, but like I just I don't
7
know.
for 7 on the
It's
power
gonna be
play.
a weird game, I think, where it's like if the Oilers lose, like no one's gonna really care. But I don't know. I could just see him playing LA too, because if they won the division, then LA would naturally have to drop because that means Seattle would have beaten Vegas twice, which means Seattle would go into third. LA would go into the first wildcard spot. So wouldn't that give us LA?
No, because we're playing the second wild card spot if we win the conference.
Well, let's just start again.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Liam, who do you think they're going to face?
I think they'll actually just face the Seattle Kraken.
Sorry,
So
buddy.
there is a way
There is a way for them to play the Kings.
as a wild card team.
Yeah.
So that way is very confusing. You ready for this?
Well, let's go.
Here we go.
Okay, just for the record, we get to come back here on Friday, and we will have a pretty good idea by then, right?
We'll know on Friday, won't we?
Yep.
Well,
We'll know
Nashville
Friday.
still plays.
So how about we just choose? Who do you think you're going to have to play? Without before Tyler breaks it down for us and like the.
I don't know. I've named every team so far.
I know you got to pick one.
I think
We just keep asking you to restart again.
Yeah.
I think LA wins one and Seattle only wins one against Vegas, and we get Edmonton, LA round one. I still think we're getting that.
I still think we're going to LA too.
Name 3.
We're taking the division. We're taking the conference. We're playing the second place of the.
How crazy would that be? That would be such a wild turn of events for the city. I think it would take it from the, like, Tyler, I think you're not wrong in feeling like the city has like a lethargic feel to these last 2 games. But if we all of a sudden in that last game against San Jose are ready to clinch the Western Conference Championship,
It'd be a vibe.
there's something different there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I still maintain, I said it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that they're winning out.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I still think that happens.
Still sitting on Betway. I'm waiting for it. 2
My
games out, 2 more wins and 1 loss the other way.
Yeah.
my problem is purely selfish.
So
I fear no one except going to Winnipeg.
Like the 3 Lions.
So the way the Oilers could come first in the Pacific, but not first in the conference is this. Either Vegas loses both in regulation to the Kraken, Edmonton loses to Colorado, but beats San Jose. That would put Edmonton first in the division playing wild card 1, not wild card 2. The other option is Edmonton loses twice in overtime. Vegas loses twice in regulation and Dallas wins out. Then Edmonton would be in first in the division, but playing wild card 1. It's very complicated and we'll have a better idea of things tomorrow morning.
Are you sure about that?
Do you want another take?
I think so.
Okay.
Should we pause here for an ad
There's
break?
something wrong with the way our chords are going today.
Yeah, it's finicky.
It's finicky today.
I feel like this is what happens when you leave and all of a sudden the camera doesn't work for some reason.
Well, look at the fucking tangled mess coming out of Tyler's computer today.
Well, it's just because I have a lot of things plugged into it, but yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like this every day.
All right.
I hope you're going to tighten up your game for the playoffs here. This is like a very scat. If the Oilers come out and play like this, we're going to lose our last 2.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're going to have their chords.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, exactly.
Not much I can do about this. Just they're all necessary. I only have 4 things plugged in. It's an HDMI cable, a charger, the camera, and the Rodecaster.
Why do you have the charger plugged into an auxiliary port?
I don't know. It makes my laptop really hot, so I kind of like that. Makes it really work hard.
That's why we went for the t-shirt.
Getting it playoff ready.
Yep. All right. Dan, you said Winnipeg. Rick, who we facing?
We're going to face the second wildcard spot. We are winning everything.
Who do you think that'd be?
It's going to be Winnipeg, I think, but I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried about playing Winnipeg.
I just
want to go to Winnipeg.
I would love for it to be Nashville.
Even the people of Winnipeg don't want to go to Winnipeg.
That's fair. They've been trying to get out for years.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to go to Nashville.
Bus stations.
I've never even been there.
Oh yeah.
Heard it's lovely.
I didn't even think of that. I was thinking of it more just for like the whole Tyson Barrie type situation.
I need somebody to
Not
think
to mention the
about
fact
me.
that Leon owns the whole damn franchise.
That is true. And Tyson Barrie effectively knocked the Flames out of playoffs last night.
Very nice of him.
Beautiful.
You know, once an Oiler, always an Oiler. I mean, it's bad for business behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes at Nation Network. It's bad for business for sure.
But in my heart of hearts, fuck them forever.
Yeah, and Jay was like, "Oh, I wanted the rematch so bad." I didn't. We got him. We got the upper hand.
I wanted the rematch to do it again.
Yeah.
How many times in the decade of darkness did the Calgary Flames fans sit there and go, I wish the Oilers were in this so we could have a BOA? Never. They want us to be the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Well, guess what? It's now your turn. And I feel not bad at all.
Oh, I don't feel bad for them.
I quite enjoy this.
Better yet, though, Rick, they're not the bottom of the bottom. They're going to be picking in like the 12 to 15 range. So
Yeah, they're just bad enough to be mediocre.
Perfect.
And I also want to pat myself on the back for my preseason prediction that Nazem Kadri would not hit 60 points this year. Thank you.
You remember what everybody said when the Flames fleeced that trade?
Yeah.
Which trade? Oh, the Kachuk trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I do remember.
Are we gonna? Do you think they put up a banner next year for Huberdeau?
I would.
Can we do that?
I would put the one up.
Do
Yeah.
you think the arena survives to the opening game next year?
My
I
problem
don't know.
is
One more banner up there might actually just bring it
Yeah, I was
down.
going to say that's like
They got to take one down first
Yep.
and make sure the weight and
Take one, leave one. It's like a penny in the drawer.
because it really is putting up a banner in that arena. It has to be a support banner. You know, has to be like a load bearing bed.
They start putting up beams.
The only way it
Structural
works.
beams.
What's that red thing? Oh, that's our 2024 conference championship beam. We would literally
problem I
not be
have-
here without it.
Derek Ryan has got almost as many goals as Jonathan Huberdeau. He is a free agent this offseason. I'm worried we're going to give him an 8x10.
It's possible. Some team will without even looking at him, though.
I'm worried about it.
Some team
Was this
will without even seeing the
Was
chemistry
this
on their
last
team.
summer, the summer of Trey Living or whatever?
Summer of Brad.
Summer of Brad.
Was that was just over, right? Or was
yeah.
that 2 summers ago?
No, I think that it continues. I think that they just believe in Brad Tree Living.
I don't think they should replace him at all.
I think they.
He
I
doesn't
think
have
they
a
should keep
contract.
him.
It's going to be actually interesting to see what happens
It
in
is.
Calgary.
Frank did say today on Barnburner, he said there's pretty much a 0% chance they're both back, being Sutter and Tree.
Sorry, what was the percentage?
0.
Like
So
together.
one of two could be though.
Yeah.
I'll take the coach.
Yeah, leave Daryl there. I think he's doing a
I
great
want
job.
him to be the GM.
I would like him to be GM coach.
Yeah. Why
That
can't
would
you
be
do
a
both?
huge move.
You got to save money, right?
Of course.
No playoffs. That's a lot of missed out revenue. Got to save money next year.
And if there's one person that I would like the NHL to look like in the future, it's a Daryl Sutter team.
I agree.
I think that's the future of the NHL.
I think it's
Hard
going
working.
in that direction. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we just need to keep
Nose
him
to
in
the
league.
grindstone.
Tyler Toffoli and Nazem Kadri led the Flames in goals this year with 34 and 24 respectively, meaning if you added those two together, they're still 6 back of Connor McDavid.
And
Also, didn't either of them go in the shootout last night?
both of them sat and watched?
Yeah, that would be, I mean, if you have a chance to put this guy in the shootout, why wouldn't you? Nick Ritchie, 4 goals in 16 games.
Tyler,
Scored once.
he beat that guy once.
Yeah, blind squirrel
Yeah,
finds him.
that was big. I can see why they went in that direction.
2021.
Season on the line.
Man.
Trade deadline acquisition, Nick Ritchie. You gotta show the.
What'd you
football
pick him
got.
up for?
A blind squirrel found a nut. And you know what they say? When a blind squirrel finds a nut, give it the keys to a vehicle and let it
Yeah.
drive a car.
They do say that.
Yeah,
should've
where'd you
bought
get this? Where'd you get that from?
Hey, just
It's out there, you know?
He's just sitting-
People are, the streets are talking.
He's been sitting on this one for a while.
Did you guys see the players that were out for Nashville last night? It was
it's
outstanding.
hilarious.
Let me find it quickly.
No one, like, I feel like this was such an underreported story. They had no one playing last.
Here it is.
Tyson
Really?
Berry was
Why?
playing.
Just
Injured.
injuries?
They were missing. Liam, I got it.
Oh, it was so close.
Okay, you can do it.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Forsberg, Ryan Johansson, Matt Duchene, Roman Yossi didn't play. And there was other guys too, but I don't know say
Wow.
the names.
They're missing their 4 best
Wow.
players.
The top line last night was Zach Sanford, Cody Glass, and Philippe Tomasino. Second line, Kiefer Sherwood, who Jesse Boyavi put on waivers earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Thomas Novak.
Game winning goal,
Hey, you
by the
put,
way.
yeah, I was going to say, you put some respect on that Mr. Novak there.
He's
Novechkin.
fine. What's this guy's name?
Ovechkin.
Luke Evangelista. I don't know how to do that
So
one.
the point is, the Predators didn't have anyone yesterday, and they still beat the Flames.
Yeah.
So you were saying is Calgary's not a very good team.
Yeah.
Period.
I actually think they should rebuild, and I'm not even saying that like
I said that last year, man. They should not have gone
They have
after that trade that they went for. They should have went after a guy who's like 23, 24, trying to get Kyrie out of St. Louis. By the time he's ready to go, you got your new building. You're kind of putting it all together at once.
But the other thing too, like they could have done the Huberdeau and whatever deal. Huberdeau would have gotten you a 1st round pick plus at the deadline. Uyghur would
Easily.
have gotten you a 1st round pick at the deadline.
Yeah.
Could have this offseason sold Lindholm Backlund, gotten a few more first or young players. And then this offseason, you could have like made a push for Timo Meier if he becomes available. Like there'll be players available. You could have done a way better reset than they did. It was just,
It's like Dan said before the season started. Like they went and extended those guys to max term contracts before they had even stepped on the ice.
Yeah. And it's just, like the thing is like on top of that is that, yeah, you didn't need to make those moves, but it just feels like that the Flames organization had to keep the fans engaged because they look at the team up north and it's like, yeah, that team went to the Western Conference
you could have
Finals.
sold that fan base on okay, guys, we're like, they both just left us.
We got
like,
fucked.
This
Yeah.
is crazy. We're going to have a new youth movement. And by the time they're up and rolling, we'll have our new building and you build it up. Like,
But-
I don't think
and we'll be
that
just like Edmonton.
yeah, I don't think that narrative was that far off. They
But
just chose not to go with it.
But I think that the reality is that it's hard for them to communicate that to the fan base because should those two players have been all that their team was? I don't know.
No,
And
but I mean, it's their two best players.
it was. Yeah. And
there's the secondary players behind them that'll, you can build up or whatever. But
I just think winning the division the year before as well also hurt them. Like that gave them false hope that they just came up against a good Connor McDavid, and that was the only reason that they got eliminated from the playoffs, so they could sell that to their fan base and sell that there was people that wanted to be in Calgary, because that was the big story. Remember, was that he went to dinner with Jim Treliving and then was sold on it and wanted to sign right away.
dude, everything
You went with Jim or Brad?
Or Brad,
both.
right? Did I
Well,
say
hey,
Jim?
they got dropping at BPs,
Yeah.
Quick brute.
You get those for free then.
I get Jim on the
Yeah,
mind.
the-
Great White North, everybody's having a good time.
50% off.
Come on.
Brought back the pizza burger.
Everything
a
Trey Living
monster
did
cookie
this.
to wash it all down.
Everything Trey Living did this summer, everybody gushed over. Like he tied his shoes once, and they're like, "That's the greatest bowl I've ever seen."
I think he did. I think it's hard to criticize him. It's easier to criticize him now for what he did, but at the time, I thought he did.
well
I thought
at the
he
time.
did a very good job of what it was, and it just didn't work out. And I think a large part of that was the head coach, who none of the players supposedly liked anymore. So
Kind of a dick.
it's hard to just blame.
But you can't blame it on the coach. I mean, you have a player out there who just dropped 70 points or something like that.
Yeah, I want to get the
yeah,
stats
it was-
specifically because
Like, that's insane.
Lieutenant Eric had
Yeah,
it and
it's
it made
true.
me laugh out loud.
And then everyone's like, "Oh, Uyghur's the number one defenseman or a first pairing defenseman."
But there's also
How
stuff
will that
like
work out for you?
Shillington didn't play for the year.
Mhm.
He was a big piece for them. He was a top 4 defenseman. That was an unexpected loss as well. So essentially in one summer, they lost 2 first-line players. Lindholm was obviously going to regress because he wasn't playing with those guys anymore. Vladar was pretty good for them by all accounts. And then you obviously lost Shillington too. I just find it difficult to blame Brad Treliving, where I would totally understand if he didn't come back, which seems unlikely. But I just think it was like a whole mix of everything where it was like, everyone just did a shit job this year in Calgary.
Yeah.
I think that's just the best way to kind of circle it all together.
Players,
is
management,
everyone just did
coaches.
a-
I will
it was all
say-
just poor performance from all of them.
I think that like a guy like Huberdeau is a guy is going to bounce back 100% next
To
year.
where though?
Be at his 90-point range, I would say.
That's
think-
fair, but what's that? An extra 30 points on what he's up this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Lieutenant Eric at TSN 1260. With just 2 games remaining on the schedule, 1 now. Flames forward Jonathan Huberdeau is on pace for the largest decline in points in NHL history. That's cool.
That's great.
That's a cool record to have.
Dude, like we honestly need to make that. Like, I don't know if you'd make it a one-off t-shirt.
At least a sticker.
Do make the band. Ooh, make the banner.
Going
We
from
send it to them.
115 down to 55 is fucking drastic.
No injuries, no nothing. Like,
The guy in second place was B. Barber. He had 112 points in 1976, and he went down to
Bob Barker
55.
played in the NHL.
Yeah,
I know him mostly from his time as The Price is Right. The man has had a illustrious career. Wow.
He's still alive, right? Like he's still kicking.
he's still
Yes.
kicking.
Bob Barker. He was
Yes.
in How I Met Your Mother too.
He
Yeah,
is
that was a
99 years old, Tyler.
Wow.
Really?
I think I saw a video like he still goes for runs every day or something like
Good
that.
for him.
He's crazy healthy.
Have your pet spayed and neutered.
I was going to say, are you doing your part to help control the pet population?
I don't own any, so yes.
There you
Liam
go.
doesn't
Thank
even
you.
get that reference.
I'm not actively working to decrease it. I would also like to add that.
All right. Well,
At the end of every episode of Price is Right, he tell people to spay their dogs and neuter them.
help control the pet population.
And your
Have your pet
children.
spay or neutered.
Yeah, that was his speech.
Anyway, delicious debate. Oodle noodle. There's your plug.
22 minutes in.
Make sure to go get a free sticker, by the way, at any of the Edmonton locations. If you're down in Calgary, way she goes.
Pick up your Hubie Doobie t-shirts.
Yep.
Get your Summer of Brad tees now.
NationGear.ca. Check them out.
Head to nationgear.ca/clearance. Woo! What a time.
For our friends at Betway, with 2 games left on the regular season, Rick is still sitting at a bet that the Oilers are going to win the division.
Can we talk about, do you want to share the numbers? Can we give you our analysis on what you should do?
Yeah.
Take a walk through it.
So as of right now, so it's $100 down. Is at plus 650. I win it. I get win $750. I have watched the cash out option. Just kind of every day, take a look. Right now it's $198. So I'll get my money back plus $98. I'll almost
Almost a quick double.
almost double my money for really nothing.
I wonder what happens tonight if they win.
No deal.
I think if we win tonight and Vegas loses in reg, I'm really curious to see what the cash out option will be. I think
What are you
it'd be
thinking? You just gonna ride it?
Oh, I'm riding it.
Hope we'll never die.
Here, right now, the Oilers' odds to win the Pacific are plus 200. So,
Yeah.
So you got them real nice.
What are we to win the cup right now?
I was going to say, Rick, what if you cashed out that 198
And just turn
7-1 to win the cup? It is crazy that like a month and a half ago,
I got them at 14-1.
You got them at 7-1 to win the division. Now they're 7-1 to win the cup.
Yeah.
I have them at 14-1 from the summer.
Yeah, I got them at
Previous
14-1
summer.
to win the cup.
Mine's with a casino in Vegas.
What do we all think Rick should do with his money? I'd let it ride.
What would you, tomorrow if you woke up and how much can you win?
Oh, well, if I cash out right now,
Sorry, if you won, how much would you win?
$750.
So what would it have to get to tomorrow for you to be like, I'm out?
Remembering Betway is listening. And they may be
Probably for me to sell out, probably at least $500.
Yeah, I'd be around 400.
It's got to follow the line that Tyler brought up there of the Oilers' actual, like if you put that bet on them today.
Well, I don't think that's where it comes from. I think it's like, what are the odds that like they're trying to entice me a little bit, right? If they made it 300 right now, that would probably get a lot of people's attention. If you're in the same position as myself right now,
Tyler, how are you spending Rick's money?
I'm letting that ride, Rick.
we know damn well what Tyler's doing.
Yeah, like I don't know.
He's taking on a second mortgage.
Yeah.
I've spent time in Vegas with him. I know what's happening.
No comment. I let it ride. Or I would take it like actual decent advice I might give you would be to cash out the 198, put 98 on them to win the cup, take that 100, put it on them to win the division anyways. If it wins, hey, you're still going to be up a good chunk of money. You're going to be up $300 profit and you'll have a free Stanley Cup bet in there.
It's true.
Or let it ride. Just fucking let it ride.
I'm right. She's riding. By Friday, it could be over. Or by Friday, we'll be over.
You could have that those Oilers Converse that just paid off by Friday.
Yeah, those are closer than further.
I don't know why though. I will buy Converse and paint them for you. I will do it. Me and Liam will do a little
Do they have the strap though?
a nice art project.
Can I have whatever you want? We'll paint it on.
Yeah.
I want the strap to work.
Sky's the limit of me and Liam. Doing Converse customs.
No, these are Adidas. The Converse, they hurt the feet.
The Adidas customs.
Yeah.
You are a part of the Nike family though, I notice.
I'm part of everything here.
Me too.
And me.
Yep. Tyler?
And Dan. Oh,
Yes.
Tyler's the odd man out.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
We're going to lose our sponsorship now.
Yep.
What are we checking? Sorry.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nike
The fit.
shoes.
Oh yes, I am a Nike guy.
The fit.
Drip, as the kids would call it.
The dribbity
How
drop.
are we supposed to get Nike to sponsor us when you're not wearing the shoes, Tyler?
Yeah. We already had to have Kennedy yell at you to wear the t-shirt.
Yeah, I do have Nike shoes today. When it's raining like this, I go with a backup pair.
Oh, so they're your shit shoes. So we still be in line for
These
this
are more
Nike
of like
sponsorship.
my everyday throw them on when I'm leaving the house shoes.
Are you saying Adidas is shit compared to Nike, Tyler?
No, I don't mind Adidas. Either shout out to our boy Connor McDavid. If you go to his Instagram, you'll see he is indeed sponsored by Adidas. Get it? All he posts is sponsored
All the
content.
posts are. Got it.
We all
Who are we sponsored by?
I think that was the Betway.
That was the
plug.
Betway plug. So we're still working through that one.
I'll
Dan.
mark that one down. Betway.
Someone left a review the other day and said we get off the rails every once in a while, and they said it's usually my fault.
Oh,
That is true.
That adds up.
On this podcast, yeah, I'm trying to change my reputation as someone who hates fun.
Yeah.
he's working on his brand actively.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Going back to Oilers Nation every day, what do you guys have for your Betway bets of the day? What was doing?
I'm looking for some wins.
Why are you falling behind?
I think I'm lowest on the totem pole right now. Jay went with an ambitious Evander Kane hat trick the other day, which would have really smashed.
He was
it
trying
out
to
the water.
win the whole thing straight up.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
swinging for the fences.
a couple of weeks ago, Jay hit the Matthias Ekholm goal, and that really just boosted him ahead of me. So
Yeah.
we're close to even, but I went with an Oilers win tonight and a Leon Draisaitl point, which is plus 110.
I did Rantanen and McDavid to each get 4 shots at plus 200.
I've got, this one's been nice actually. It's a tasty little plus odds that I've found recently with 17 points in his last 17 games. Evan Bouchard to register a point, plus 105.
Wow, that's a good bet.
Wow, plus 105.
Yeah. I've hit that the last couple of days. couple of games. My even money today was over 66.5 shots. I imagine that everybody's firing tonight.
Probably, yeah. These two teams.
These two teams shoot a lot of pucks.
And no Cale McCarr to
Against
stop.
each other though?
And then my risky business bet of the day, if you're interested, is Nathan McKinnon and Connor both to score a plus 200. Seems like those guys go tit for tat a lot.
Well,
I think if we know anything, Connor has one more thing on his list.
Which
They
is?
actually two more things. I don't know if one's reachable. One is 156 points. So there's only two guys ahead of him. I think that'd be Mario and Gretz.
Yep.
But I think what's reachable and attainable still is the Ovechkin 65 goals. So I'd be looking at Connor for a goal tonight for sure.
What was he at now? 64?
64. And he's minus 118 for a goal tonight. For one goal. That's crazy. That's like, that is the most favorable number for a Connor McDavid goal we've seen in a while.
Yeah, it's been
That's a good point.
time to hit it. Hit it well as you can.
Make sure you are of legal betting age and to do so responsibly. Rick, wrap it up.
I would look at a Darnell Nurse block shots.
We're going that low, hey? What are the face
We're in the weeds
tonight?
No, that's,
We're in the weeds.
no, that's one of those ones where he blocks a lot. And it's if you find it, it's nice just to boost your money a bit.
I fought for our boy this weekend, Daryl.
You should. Why wouldn't he? Who are you
People at
fighting?
The camp I was at was like, he's not worth the money. And I said, I'll prove you wrong. Nobody was with me, but I fought. And I
you
didn't
proved
win.
nobody wrong is what you're saying.
I
Easily could have brought out the
couldn't do
numbers for the top 10 defensemen this year, and he's up there with
Rick?
all of them 5-on-5. What else are they going to say at that
You don't
point?
think I laid those out? If he was that good, why doesn't he play on the power play? That's
You know
all I
what?
heard.
I'm sprinkling on a little bit of over 56.5 faceoffs. Let's go.
Damn right. Damn right.
That
Lots
is
of
such-
stoppages coming.
That's one of those ones where I don't think anybody has a feel for how many faceoffs are done in the game. Like 67. Is that a lot? Is that a little? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
There, I'm putting a $1 bet on over 56.5. I'm going to be stressing.
I was going to say I would wager a bet myself that it will be within 2 of that number though. Every time the casinos are incredible.
Vegas
at what
obviously
they
knows
do.
what's going on,
Yeah,
right?
I don't even
what
know
they
where to
do.
find the number.
But I want to, it's obviously too late now, but if we just went into this without seeing that first and go, hey, how many faceoffs are in the game?
Yeah,
I would have guessed like 40.
I would have guessed like 25.
I would say that the top
Yeah,
guys
really?
get like 15.
Seven a period? That seems right.
Yeah, I would
One
have
every
said
3
50 or
minutes?
60, but
I would have guessed like 25. Like to see the line set at 56.5 is just like, where are all these faceoffs at?
Okay, let's get some analysis here. We're going to go over to the analysis desk for some face-off numbers. The Edmonton Oilers sit 5th in the entire NHL at total face-offs this year with 4,777. You take that divided by 80 games, the Oilers average 59.7 face-offs per game. Colorado Avalanche, also a top 10 team in that metric. Smart money, over 56.5 draws tonight.
But did you do their math?
4659 divided by 79. Oh, I don't even need my calculator for this one. 58.9.
Who's first?
Oh, looking like I'm going to double up my dollar here. That's what I'm thinking.
If we're doing analysis, I want a deeper dive in, like, if it's two higher ranked teams, are there more or less face-offs? And if it's two lower, or one high, one low, one high.
Are you trying to get me to hedge my own face-off bet here?
No, I'm trying to find a way for all of our listeners to win some easy money.
just to let the listeners know as well, there was 51 face-offs in the last game the Oilers played.
Ooh.
Damn
San
it.
Jose game.
Whoa.
But that,
When was the last time they played Colorado?
Who would
Last
know
time they
that?
played Colorado, I got to go find it.
How do I even find that number? Like,
It's at the bottom of the event summary if you're in the weeds on NHL.com. It's at the bottom of the event summary. I know that because of my old job.
All right, but
the last game against Colorado, we had 66 faceoffs.
There we go.
Wow.
There we go. My dollar's turning into a free coffee tomorrow.
Last time was 66.
You guys are all going to be jealous. I'm going to be bragging about this win forever. Make sure to bet responsibly, especially on faceoffs.
Especially on faceoffs.
You know, I'm going to be counting. I'm going to have one of those clickers like every
day
time
is it
there is
today?
one.
It is the 11th of April.
So within 1 week, we could be one game in. We could already be up one game already.
Yeah, we could be. By the time we do this pod next Tuesday, that's correct.
I wonder if they're going to start on Monday or Tuesday.
I have a funny feeling they'll be Monday and the Leafs will be Tuesday because they're probably going to want the Leafs on Saturday night.
Yeah,
Not Edmonton.
that's fair.
Another thing, I wouldn't be surprised because in the first round, they like to give every series a rest day, right? So I actually
Holiday.
wouldn't be surprised if Sportsnet wanted, because Sportsnet is going to have some big pull in all of this. If Sportsnet wanted Edmonton and Toronto on rotating days during the week,
Alternating.
and then both on Saturday. So I could see Edmonton being Monday, Wednesday.
Would it change if we were playing LA
No, because LA doesn't have any
as opposed to like say Winnipeg? I mean, we're talking time zones at this point.
Yeah, no, because Edmonton's going to be the late start anyways.
I'm
So-
thinking about 9 p.m. starts. of
My
fucking Winnipeg.
best guess
While you're there,
is
I won't care while I'm there.
Edmonton will go Monday, Wednesday, and then they'll have the 2 days to travel, and then they'll play Saturday, and then Toronto will be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then they'll get Sunday and Monday off in their series and play again on Tuesday again.
And just
I'm just excited for the schedule to come out. That's all I care about.
One other thing.
Go ahead. Want
We
to
have
talk
to
about face-offs?
say goodbye to Jack Michaels on Thursday too.
Ah,
So he'll be
Jeez, don't
switching
you just
over. Well, you
turn
can
on the
listen to the
radio.
radio, but it's really
Well, and
doing
the
it.
Oilers will play clips of his.
And it's
calls
hard to
stuff.
get it all timed up.
Yeah.
Synced
it is.
up,
It
yeah.
is off by like
Because
3
I've
seconds.
tried to do it. My radio is quicker than my TV.
Yeah, radio's like 3 seconds ahead.
Yeah, you can't just pause the radio, folks.
Well,
You can pause your TV though.
But you
But
can't
the
pause it
delay's
ahead.
fucked.
What's that?
I couldn't pause it and then like move ahead.
let's reach out to Jack and see how much
If
it
you
would
pause it
cost.
at the beginning, it should be relatively good to the rest of the go.
if
But the radio's quicker.
you can't pause the radio.
I got to pause the radio.
You put the radio 3 seconds away from your head,
Yep.
and then the sound.
There we go.
It takes the
There we
sound
go.
to travel.
Science. That's how that works.
Oh yeah, because that's ahead. Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe we just get Jack to call us and we just listen to him talk.
Cameo style.
We'll just send him one of these mics.
Yeah. Tyler, you work on that?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Send him the Roadcaster.
Speaking of going on the road, we showed them out a little bit. AMA Travel. If you were doing anything this summer, including a all Alberta golf tour like Tyler, check out AMA Travel. They're going to help you out with your accommodations. They're going to help you out with flights if you need them. They're just going to make your life simple. That's their goal. That's what they want to do. And that's what I want to help you with. So check out AMA Travel for all your summer plans. Got it? Good. Excellent.
Liam was just staring longingly out in the window.
Well, I was trying to
that
see what
whole
Maddie's
ad
got.
read.
It looks like
He's
some
been tired all day.
poutine and a chicken salad, but it's hard to say. It's on a long plate and not like a bowl. The salads usually come here at the dog patch.
You want to go give it a sniff?
No, she looked at me.
Well, this is awkward.
You got shot
Hey.
real fast.
Question for Liam.
Yep.
Should I be upset Skyler Brind'Amour didn't sign here?
No.
Who?
I'm devastated.
I am
Son of
too.
Rod. Enemy of the Oilers.
So like prospect analysis on him is what, meh?
He's a big guy who scores in front of the net.
So
And
I don't know. I think it was Bruce Kurlock who said it. Is that he's a lesser Noah Philp, and we already have Noah Philp. Like this
Yeah.
is really. He didn't understand why everyone's getting so hot under the collar. I think it's obviously the team just won the Frozen Four. Whatever. Dude, he's like a 6th-round draft pick.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Why are we literally getting this upset about a 6th-round draft pick?
I'm still
One
upset
thing
about
to
match
consider
day.
too is it wasn't the Oilers who said no, it was Brind'Amour that said no.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, the Oilers didn't do anything.
Well, because Gregor today tweeted, Brind'Amour from his perspective just doesn't see a path to the NHL with the Oilers because they're
So
too
he's
good.
looking for the easy way, is what you're trying to say.
Well, I mean, you look through, he's a centerman.
Allegedly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
David, Draisaitl, McLeod, that's your younger
Yep.
guys. Then in Bakersfield, you have Holloway, Borgo, Tulio, Philp. It's
a lot of young forwards.
Carl Berglund is
Half
a
the
Russian
players
guy.
on our team
That's
is
9 centermen.
Well, Borgo and Holloway are more NHL wingers, but
Sure, but for the time being, if he went to Bakersfield this season, he would be the 5th center on that team. So basically, I feel like, to be honest, I forgot we even had the rights to him. We drafted him 6 years ago. I thought they expired a while ago. But this is the first year he scored double-digit goals since junior. Every other year, I think this are his totals. In 4 years with Quinnipiac, he had 13 points, 11 points, 20 points, and he had 32. So the bump was the team got way better this year. So that helped his numbers a little bit, but he's never going to drive the play. He just keeps the puck moving. Like he's a good player. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's essentially Zach Hyman, who's a little bit taller.
We've
In the
done
sense
this
of he
before.
scores that way.
We've walked this road numerous times back milk. There's probably 6 or 7 college players that we've gotten all hyped up about. And have any of them done anything?
The way I think about it is I'm looking at Skyler Brind'Amour's stats here. He wasn't even a point per game player in college. And I think about when Drake Caggiula was like the free agent from out of North Dakota.
Jimmy Vesey.
Spencer Fu,
the Danny DeKaiser. I mean, the only one who really did anything was Schultz.
Schultz did
have a good
Gaudreau
had a good career.
He came out of college.
Yeah, but there's he came out of college, but he didn't do the whole song and dance where he was like, I don't want to play for you.
But like, I guess my point there is
Adam Fox is legit.
Every Gaudreau that comes out of college, there's way more Spencer Foos.
Yeah, I think the Oilers did a good job of signing Ryan Fanti last season just to add some goaltending to their depth, because obviously you can wait a little bit longer on goaltending. He was a free agent, but
some grit too.
Yeah, some grit and some.
He's got hands.
He can score.
He's got hands.
Yeah,
throws them and scores.
But I do think when these free agents come out, you can get them on a minimum contract. They're about 23, 24 years old. And then you could potentially put them in the lineup. And if they hit, you've got a guy on a rookie deal for 3 years. If they miss, you bury him in the American.
How many of these guys actually sign 3-year rookie deals, though? A lot of them sign 1 and 2s.
They're signing 2, 3 year
deals. A lot of the guys will come and sign a 2, and they'll burn their first one on 7 games at the end of the season.
No, they get put on amateur contracts, and then it extends.
Well, it's a bit of both. Sometimes they'll convince them to sign because they'll be like, hey, we'll let you burn a year.
Yeah, we'll let you burn a year. That's the whole point of coming here.
The point is, you have a chance of getting a guy like Spencer Fu. I know it didn't work out, but he had 62 points in 30 games in college. You've got to kind of take the jump at that guy and be like, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, who really cares? Because it has no effect on your team.
You're a junior guy. Do you see college? How do you see the U.S. college hockey level?
I think it's very good. I think
catching up.
Yeah,
but none of these players that put up these points have turned into anything in the NHL.
I think it's still early days for a lot of the guys. Like you look at, it's interesting because it's a longer runway. I don't really have any examples right now in front of me, but I mean,
there's not a college player besides that. There's Adam Fox, but even he had a bit of a dip this year, hasn't he?
No, he could win the Norris this year.
He won't because of 100-point Carlson, but at least he hasn't had the print on his name as much as he had the year before, right?
I think I like college a little bit more just because WHL, you're over 21 and you're kind of done. It's like, okay, you got to go to pro or U Sports or whatever, and then it gives you a little bit more. But at least with these college players, you can put them in the lineup and they'll do something. Like when Drake Caggiula was an Oiler, he was pretty solid. Like he's not going to go out there and put up his 50 points like he did in college, but I think he contributed pretty well. I think he had like 11 or 15 points in 30 games in his last year with the team. So I think you've just
But it's not quite worth the hype that comes behind it.
But it's a little bit different on the schedule too, because you only play 2 games in college a week, where in the NHL you can play 3 or 4.
They play like 30 games, 40, not even 40 games in the season.
I think what you're trying to get at, I think, is Caggiula's career high in the NHL was 20 points.
Yeah,
we're talking about like with these kids, we're talking
bummed out about the fact we're not going to have Skyler Brind'Amour.
Yeah,
but really, what is he going to do in the long run to any team he ends up on?
Well, that's what I mean. Like we're talking about,
he's a role player, which is cool and all, but is it worth the hubbub that's going on?
I just think Oiler fans in general, we're undefeated in wanting every single player that we draft to be the next one, and I don't blame us.
Also,
for that.
the last name goes a long way on this one. Let's be honest,
for sure, because the
I'm still angry at that name.
Rod the Bod comes into the mix as well. But I just think that when you look at this specifically, now if the Oilers came out and said one of our 6 draft picks from such and such a year are not going to sign with us, nobody's going to know because they don't care. But when you put that name out there, it just puts a piece to it, and the Oiler fans want to have them, and then it is what it is.
Bruce Kurlock added on, good summary of the player here by Liam. I would suggest he's better than Berglund, but that's not a high bar. So
fuck Berglund catching strays. Sorry, buddy.
You got a nice pick me up, and then a bam.
Took a little shrapnel there on the end.
Poor kid.
Berglund had much better numbers than Brind'Amour on teams that were probably similar levels for most of the time. And he was the captain.
Leadership.
Yeah. Skill. And he's very good defensively. Brind'Amour is just such a simple player. But I think the big appeal with college free agents is the fact you can pick these guys up in April rather than having to wait until June. You get going to the draft. You're like, hey, we just got this right shot defenseman we can put in Bakersfield maybe a year or 2 and then kind of see how things play out. But it is a little bit overhyped for what it is.
That's what I think. We've seen so much and there's been very little
production from it.
Yeah, like it hasn't really leveled out.
I want to talk about really quickly. It's been 3 years now since Colby Cave passed away. And wild, that's already been 3 years, actually.
Because it happened right at the start of the pandemic, I remember, right? Like it was just crazy. And then, of course, it was emotional when the Oilers eventually did return to the ice and, they did the play for Colby thing. But on like the anniversary is just, it's still one of those days and one of those things that makes you think. And we kind of went through this with Humboldt too, where the anniversary is just such like a sobering reminder of like that time period and what happened. And I think with Humboldt as well, a lot of people pointed out, Green Shirt Day and all the stuff that Tyler Smith, one of the survivors who we know a bit at the Nation, all the great stuff he's done for like mental health and all of that. And then you look at Colby Cave and I think the organization and obviously Emily Cave as well, they've done such a great job building up these foundations and making sure his legacy lives on in such an important light. It's like the anniversary is like a really somber day and reminder, but I also do kind of like to look at, the rainbow at the end of the storm, which was all these great causes that came after it.
Well said, Tyler.
Yeah, it's a really, it's so true. Emily has come out with her book since then. The Oilers have the foundation that they're working with. Colby's kids there, and that you see all the positives that have come out of something such a negative, such a terrible time for everybody, but for the Cave family and the hockey family together. So yeah, it's a great point by you, Tyler.
Tough to transition out of that one a little bit, but I want to talk about a little bit more about Connor McDavid's season. Rick mentioned he is 5 points out from passing Steve Yzerman for the most points ever in a season by someone not named Mario or Wayne. That is
insane.
A wild kind of stat to think about because one, I was at Yzerman's last game in 2006.
Was it a good game?
I had fun.
Fantastic.
I had fun. After that game, I'll never forget seeing someone drag a trampoline out into the middle of 118th Avenue. So, we had fun. But
that was fun.
He's clearly the last guy that played amongst that group. So what Connor's doing now, fast forward years after Yzerman even retired, it's wild to see.
Yeah, let's just, that was not the year he scored all those points either.
No,
right?
He was long past those.
Like, when
years.
did he get that? Mid-90s?
Had to be. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah. Because Yzerman did it, right? But it's not like he did it in 06.
No. His last game was in 06, but he was years beyond that 155 points. That was in 88, 89.
Yeah, I was going to say, even the 90s even seemed weird.
He had 34 points in 2006.
It's a good year. Like a young Derek Ryan.
Jonathan Huberdeau numbers there.
So the best seasons in NHL history, I'll rattle them off for you as they stand right now. Gretzky, Lemieux, Gretzky, Lemieux, Gretzky, Lemieux, Yzerman, Esposito, McDavid. So if Connor McDavid, right BM, gets 5 more points, then
was the roadcaster skipping there? Gretzky, Lemieux, Gretzky. Holy shit!
If McDavid gets 5 more points, that list will then read Gretzky, Lemieux, Gretzky, Lemieux, McDavid.
And you know what? And as much as everyone's going to sit there and go, well, I don't think Connor looks at it that way or whatever. He did say the other day in an interview that he wants to be one of the top names of the best ever, right? Like this is something he's watching. It's obviously not the number one, but it's something he's watching for. And I can see him pushing for it. And that's kind of why I think that he's going to get those 2 goals in the next 2 games.
Yep. And I was going to say, I think next year you see the list go Gretzky, Lemieux, McDavid. Like where he starts to inch up into that list even more.
I had this on Oilers Nation every day. Shared it on Real Life too. If this was the only season Connor McDavid ever played for the Oilers, he would be top 50 in franchise scoring.
That's crazy.
The thing that now I'm wondering, because Elliot Friedman tweeted it a few days ago, McDavid is one of 6 players ever to reach 150 points. The only question now is he unanimously wins the Hart Trophy.
It does not matter. I don't give a shit.
It doesn't. But who's going to be the hardo that tries to
somebody
justify not voting for
somebody at Boston, because Pasta has 60 goals and those guys can't see past their own state line.
Past their own state line.
But isn't that ridiculous? With the year he's putting up, this should be the easiest vote of all time.
Have you not listened to Jack Edwards try and call a hockey game?
I mean, he doesn't vote, thankfully. But yeah, like I could see someone giving one to Pasternak. I could see a vote down in Florida, maybe going to Matt Tkachuk if they get in. And he does have a really good case. It's not as good as McDavid's, but I could just see it.
It's going to happen. The nice thing is they have to put their name next to it.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm not losing. McDavid already won one unanimously. If he doesn't get this one unanimously, I'm not going to like freak out. I don't really care.
I'm not going to freak out. It's just showing what are you evaluating.
I would like to see, if we wanted to, I'd like to see your reasoning as to why.
That's exactly it. I don't like the name to call them out, but I like to hear the reason. I like the conversation.
Like what is the reason you believe Matt Tkachuk's season was better than Connor McDavid's?
Well, no, because it's better to the team and blah.
So I think the reasoning behind Tkachuk, if you want me to play devil's advocate here,
do it.
If I was someone who covered the Panthers, I'd sit there and go, the Oilers made the playoffs by how many points? They still had Leon Draisaitl, who had like the second best season of this century by points. Matt Tkachuk, 40 some more points than the next closest on his team. If they don't have him, they don't make the playoffs, and it's bad there.
Are they in the playoffs?
They are as of right now. Not yet. One point away from clinching.
Well, we know you can't be that unless you make the playoffs.
But I could see that being the line of thinking is my point. Is like the Oilers get in without McDavid. You know, they got Draisaitl and, you know, the Skinner was good and this and that. Nuge had 100 points, and they'll sit there and go, without Tkachuk, the Panthers are a lottery team, so he's their MVP.
When I would make the same argument last year that the Oilers would have made the playoffs last year had Connor not gone supernova and he didn't win.
How many awards did he win this year?
There's gonna be a lot
in Vegas. Yeah, I don't know. That's where the awards are.
It's Nashville.
Is it Nashville?
Yeah.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy. I'll carry your bag for you. So on award night, Connor's got 4. Rocket, Art Ross, Hart.
I'd like
Lindsay.
to see him keep working on that Rocket trophy winner. Pass is a little too close for my liking.
Well, he's going to get 66 and Pass is not getting 66.
Go ahead.
So he's got 4, right? Your coach and your GM are going to be in the conversation just because. Your goaltender's in the rookie. That's 7 right there.
We're going to have somebody
Masterton is going to be whatever. It's kind of a shot in the dark anyways.
Conn Smythe conversation.
Conn Smythe when they win.
Oof, that's 10. Because you got the Stanley Cup comes too, right?
Yeah, you know.
Like, good Lord.
It's not bad.
Decent year.
That's my favorite when you go to the NHL game the next year and you go and look at the previous winners and it's just Oilers. Such a good feeling.
It's gonna be a lot of hardware. Connor's gonna have to build a new house for all them trophies.
We're gonna declare a lot of stuff when you're trying to fly that stuff back north.
Yep. Sir, what is in these bags?
I forgot the Stanley Cup. My bad. Oops.
And the Western Conference trophy.
Conn Smythe.
Campbell Conference.
Campbell.
Or the Clarence Campbell.
Clarence S. Campbell Bowl.
Yeah, something like that.
So 12.
Do you touch it? Does Connor touch it?
We are not having this conversation now. What? Too far ahead. We're not planning no parades.
I not said a parade.
3 rounds to win before we have that conversation.
Well, I'll tell you this anyways. From 2006, the day after we won the West, I went to the store and I bought the Western Conference Championship hat. I will not be doing that this year.
Fair enough.
There you go.
I'll talk about it, but I ain't going to put my money behind it yet. I'm confident, guys.
Everybody else is just like worried to.
Well, it's also.
No, you know what? Even last Saturday for the Jack Campbell shutout, I said shutout during the game.
Wow. That is for Rick.
It's a level of confidence here, guys.
Yep. I don't believe in jinxes. I understand they increase the enjoyment of the game for some, so I don't talk smack about them like I used to. But for me, I'm always like, I do whatever.
Also, like, do we have the Stanley Cup party at Commonwealth or at Rogers?
I have already planned the parade route in my head, and I've talked about it on shows before. Too close to the playoffs now, so I won't do it.
Prep yourself, boys.
River Valley Road is the way to do it.
It's going to be a big, big summer.
I'm already thinking about, even just outside of that shit, the punishment I'm going to put my body through over the next 3 months, 2 months.
It's a marathon.
It is a grind.
You want the players to do it. We got to do it to Zoo.
And sometimes you go 0 to 100 real fast. Like after the Nuge game against Calgary, when I showed up and you and I went from 0 to 100 in like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. I lost my glasses that day. In case you're wondering, fair listener, how my night went. Yeah.
Still found his way home though.
Yeah, I got there. I always do. Tyler.
Yeah.
It is time.
Okay.
Everybody's favorite segment. Award-winning word association.
Oh, this is a mixed bag this week.
I don't even know how to take that.
You're usually so confident in him.
Here we go.
Glad I'm set
A
down.
mixed bag.
What's the order?
All right. We're going to start with Dan, and then we'll go this way, ending with BM.
Wow.
So I'll even go third.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, word association. The guy inside the Talus balls.
Moron.
Idiot.
Curious.
How?
Prisoner. We should have left him there. I said we should have left him there, and then every morning we hand him a handful of Cheerios through the hole.
Now we can use it. And if they don't fucking fill it up, now you can use it as if you become last place of your fantasy football league, got to spend 24 hours in there.
That's a good one. Pre-shredded cheese.
Just fine.
Unnecessary.
Chalky.
The way.
Inferior. The way, really?
I use pre-shredded trees almost every single day.
Go to
Do you not care about sawdust in your diet?
Why? Why?
Because I'm a lazy bastard and I just want my food quicker.
Fix it. Fix yourself, okay?
But you're a rich, lazy bastard? Are you more rich or are you more lazy?
You pick your spots,
Lazy.
Rick. You got to pick your spots as to what you want to sacrifice in. Somebody buys pre-cut vegetables. Does that Tyler?
Don't do that.
No, okay.
I don't buy
Well, there you
pre-cut
go.
vegetables because they're also more expensive.
I grow
that's
my
an issue.
vegetables
What kind of-
from the ground up.
But you won't shred your own cheese.
No, because I just want to put
You know
my
what you
hand
need?
in it and just sprinkle it on what I want.
No, you need to have the fun thing where it's the thing I have in my house where you just chop your block, stick it in the gun, and then you spin.
Oh,
Greedy.
yeah. When they ask if you want palm at the Italian restaurant.
Exactly. And you say,
Mario's.
just say when.
Yes. Just say when.
Just say when.
that's the
And I
Italian
never
restaurant.
get it.
I know Liam likes it there. All right, third one. One word on the Flames missing.
Epic.
Hilarious.
Darn.
LMFAO.
Satisfying.
He is our Edmonton Oilers Masterton Trophy nominee. One word to describe Derek Ryan.
Cornerstone.
U of A Golden Bear.
Dependable.
Oh, I was going to say golden. Good guy.
Pharmacist.
Sure.
You didn't read that part of the story?
No.
He was about to join the pharmacy. Did he get kicked out or he didn't get accepted, right?
He didn't think the NHL was at all a possibility for him when he was playing at the U of A. So his thought was he was going to be a pharmacist.
Yeah, he was going to enter. Did he actually apply and just didn't get in?
I don't know. I'll follow up.
100% you can see Derek Ryan in a white lab coat.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, totally. It makes too much sense.
Everybody's picturing it right
And
now.
Waz would still be a huge fan of him.
Yeah, it's true.
Waz would come in here and be like, so I went and got a prescription refilled. You wouldn't believe how cool my pharmacist is.
He's like, I just hang out there in the afternoon.
Speaking of which, Waz is getting a Derek Ryan jersey.
Good.
He's putting his money where his mouth
Well,
is.
he has to. He's
All right.
talking a big game. You got to back it up.
Last one. 11 years ago yesterday, they played their final game in the NHL. First player that comes to mind, Atlanta Thrashers.
Eric Bolton.
Ray Ferraro.
Bobby Holik.
Marion Hossa.
Dustin Bufflin.
That's a good one.
How didn't know who was
Darcy Tucker.
who was in the fight?
He was in.
Who was the goalie
Played for
fight?
Atlanta.
There was a
Oh,
couple
wow.
of people. There's Mike Bishai.
was the
goalie? Bishai in the benches.
Was shite. It's not Valaket.
No, was it ended with it started with an O?
Slava not Voinov. Slava Kozlov.
2007.
Slava Kozlov. Isn't that the defense?
There was
Oh,
a goalie and a forward, Slava Kozlov, but I don't think that was it.
Goalie fight from Atlanta.
Sorry, I'm
Google it
thinking of
first.
Vyacheslav Kozlov.
I'll look it up.
Oh, there's so many
No,
great
that is on-
players.
That was Slava.
Eric Belanger.
Great
Evander
Oiler.
Kane.
Great Oiler.
Kane.
Yeah.
Andy Sutton.
Great Oiler.
Did Teppo Numanen play there?
Who?
Teppo Numanen.
I don't know. I'm only on the 2017.
All right, there you go. That's word association, everybody.
Well,
Fucking riveting.
They only made the playoffs once.
Nurminen. Passe Nurminen.
Yeah, that's it.
Who was their last head coach?
Was it Keenan?
No.
Oh.
Keenan was never their head coach.
oh, that
Paul
was the guy. He was
Maurice,
in the Oilers
yeah.
for a while.
Paul Maurice? No.
Craig Ramsey. He was an associate coach
Oh,
here.
yeah.
was,
For
yeah.
1 year he was with the Oilers. I didn't even know that when I asked. Shout out Craig.
To go back to the Derek Ryan thing, according to Gregor's article at Oilersnation.com, being in the NHL wasn't even close to being on my radar. I wanted to be a pharmacist. And maybe if I went to Europe, which he did, he played in Austria for a year. 3 years. Maybe if I had a decent career over there, that'd be great too. So 3 years in Austria, got a chance in the NHL, didn't play his first NHL game until 35. There's still time for you.
Sorry, you said he didn't play his first NHL game until 35? I don't believe that would be
29.
accurate.
Sorry, 29. He is 35.
Did you say he said if he had a decent career in Austria?
In Europe. He thought that would have been good.
Okay, so in Austria in his last year, he had 38 goals and 84 points in 54 games.
Fucking shooting the lights out.
Seems not bad. 55 points for 7.
Not bad for a pharmacist.
Those are NHL numbers.
Was already done. 50 penalty minutes too. What were you doing?
What a
Derek?
goon.
Wow.
Classic Diesel. Big D.
Big
We
deal.
used
It's those
that.
international officials, okay?
Yeah.
True. Can't go in the crease over
Ooh.
there.
Who?
The Oilers, I'm interested to see. I ask this question on Owen every day. Liam and Jay struggled with it. Admittedly, I would have if I didn't know the answer either.
Ooh, I like this.
Can you tell me which Oiler is number one in penalties drawn per 60, minimum 40 games played? He's number one in the
This
whole
season?
NHL. Yep, this season.
Hang on.
No Googling.
I think I overheard it.
He's got this.
Oh, yeah,
So I don't want to guess the name
Fair.
that I overheard.
Okay, so you
guesses.
can't go. So this
Because
is
it's
really
like
between,
it's like a real wild
between
card.
me and BM.
Clean Costin gets my vote.
And it's the most per 60.
Yeah, most penalties drawn per 60.
And how many games?
Minimum 40 games in the whole
Minimum 40
NHL.
games.
He's number uno.
He's number uno.
Mm-hmm.
Could be anyone.
Yamo. No, that's so bad.
It's Clean Costin, so you definitely cheated and Googled.
What about
I'm on the stats page.
what was the other one? The Toronto. Which Toronto Maple Leaf was like the top in most drawn and the top in most?
He's second in penalties drawn and second in penalties taken.
Marner?
Justin Hole.
I have no idea.
Bunting.
Michael.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
He is listed as number one on Frank Saravalli's free agent list.
He is.
which is correct.
It is the right take to have. Yes, he will get paid probably.
Zach Hyman
People would
2.0.
Are they going to lose Bunting as well? So they're going to lose Hyman, then Bunting 2 years later?
Unless the cap goes up a good amount and Bunting takes less.
See,
to stay.
how old is Bunting?
27.
So he's had one good year.
Fan of small ball.
What's that?
He's a fan of small ball.
He had 63 points last year, and this year is 49. So I finished with 50 plus in both years.
So someone's going to give him an 8-year deal.
I don't know.
Maybe
A 7-year deal. I guess he'll get 8 from Toronto.
6 to 8.
get him for his 27 through 34 seasons. That's not bad. It's tidy
What kind
business.
of
Florida
price tag you put on it?
Panthers.
4.5.
I see Toronto get a lot of criticism for this, like losing guys, but I also think it's good on their part that they find good value contracts.
Yep.
And they get great production from them. And then they just like, well, we can't
Yeah, they
afford you,
don't.
but thanks for your time here. Next guy up, whoever it is, because they found Michael Bunting. There's nothing to suggest they won't find a replacement to Bunting too.
Well,
Yeah,
they
it's-
kind of have to.
There's no sunken
Pressure
cost
is
fallacy
on.
in
Well, I
Toronto.
mean, it takes you a long ways in the playoffs too, right?
Are the Leafs playing the Lightning again?
Yes.
It's the
Ooh,
only
spicy.
one
That's the only matchup
right?
that's set. Yep.
I don't like the Leafs goaltending in that matchup at all.
I think if you had to rank like the 16 playoff teams in the NHL, they would be like bottom 3 in goaltending confidence. Bottom 3, bottom 4 probably.
Well, to be fair, they're just playing U Sports goalies at the moment, so they should be.
Oh, they're
bottom
just-
of the
Like
No,
bench.
they did get approved today for the emergency application.
Yeah,
Oh,
they can call up Walford and
Wow,
that.
that's
for
big.
zero.
I like how they didn't have a goalie and they're like, oh, we're going to sign that Matthew Nyes kid. We don't need a goalie.
Yeah, the league's like, you only have enough cap space for one player and you have one goalie. And they're like, yeah, we're going to call it Matthew Nyes. We're going to sign Matthew Nyes. And the league's like, what? And then they turn around and we're like, can we have an emergency recall? And the league's like,
Oh.
fuck, no. No, you can't have an emergency recall.
Well, big gulps, eh?
Are you guys worried about that guy in Vegas?
Mark Stone. The only thing that's annoying to me about it is
It's the smug look on his face when he walks on the ice last night or yesterday.
just the ridiculousness of the,
Aye.
playoffs start next week and here I am. Hello.
I think it's one of the 10 biggest medical miracles of our time that he's recovered this quickly.
It's
When did he have
outrageous.
surgery? Like in January?
I don't think he has.
I
when
thought they said he had something in January, or maybe that's when he went down in January.
Maybe. I don't know.
he was
All I know is that they cheated.
quite pained looking in the video. I know that could be acting, but
Imagine if they told him that. All right.
You got a grimace for the first 3 days.
Or he does first
slowly.
game back, he does the thing that I did on Fremont Street where you pretend you're backwards and just do a little twerk on the ground.
That one celebration in soccer.
Yeah, like after that practice, I would have had him like in every ice pack they've got in the arena.
Does his media villain a full body cast?
He comes
Oh,
out
in a wheelchair. Yeah, someone's just pushing it.
Guys, I don't know how today was a rough one, you know?
Doesn't scare me at all, by the way.
No, I'm not worried about Vegas.
It makes him better.
I'm not worried about anybody.
Mark Stone.
The Bears in the woods.
Our biggest worry is ourselves. If we don't step on our own feet, we'll be okay.
I think
See,
Stuart
that won't
Skinner
happen.
will be this year's Jake Ottinger, but he'll win more
I was
playoff
going to
rounds.
say, I hope
See, what does
not.
that mean?
I go with
Last year, Ottinger played, he got his first year being like a starter in the NHL. He had a .914 save percentage and a .253 goals against average. Good numbers in the playoffs. 181, .954, just nasty. They couldn't score. I think Stuart Skinner is ready to have that kind of a
college
spring.
player.
But that was the Flames, though. And I said it back then, the Calgary Flames suck on offense. And especially when the games matter, Daryl gets them to stop playing offense. So I don't know. I liked Ottinger this year. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like that was a fake number. He was a Flames merchant.
Also, shout out to Jacob Markstrom for again leaving the net last night and again screwing up and again allowing a goal because he likes to wander.
It's fair. He saw Mike Smith. He's inspired. He
As
wants to
Steve
be the new
Dangle
Mike
would
Smith.
say, what does he say? If you're a netminder, mind the net or whatever his saying is. Something like that.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing there, Markstrom.
Yeah.
No, I think he's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's doing great.
You know who else thinks he's doing it? Is his new general manager, Daryl Sutter.
God, I can just see
Please give it to me.
Huberdeau
GM
getting
coach.
traded for a fifth.
And he makes Huberdeau and Kadri go work with him on the farm this year to build
Bring some other
rapport.
Sutter into coach.
Brent?
Sutter.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sutter on Sutter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You hate to see it. I don't hate to see it.
I would love it.
To wrap up the podcast, I'm going to tell you one more time. Go to nationgear.ca, buy the t-shirt that Tyler's wearing. Currently the one he is wearing. We will give you that one specifically.
Game
That's a nice
one.
smile there that he's doing. That's real nice.
I don't know if the camera's on.
No, it turned off.
Ah,
We got the first hour of the episode on video, so we're good.
you missed
TV's off
Tyler's
too.
nice smile. If you are going traveling, AMA Travel. If you are betting responsibly, that way. And if you would like a free Oilers Nation sticker, you pop into any of the Edmonton locations of Oodle Noodle and you tell them Bag Milk sent you. And then you have yourself a Tokyo Glaze with beef and you tell them Tyler sent you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a butter chicken mac and cheese and you tell them Liam sent you.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you guys order.
General Sonny's chicken.
That is delicious.
A box.
Ooh, hot box with shrimp.
I might go there tonight. Cool noodle. It's right by my home.
Sherwood Park location. Are you going to get a free Oilers Nation sticker?
As well.
As well. Surveyor Brett is collecting all the Oilers Nation stickers, by the way. Shout out to you. I saw you already got 2. Greedy. I like it.
Are they different?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Surveyor Brett is
That
built
is.
differently.
Built different.
Different.
Tyler, final thoughts?
Big game for my beer league team tonight, so let's go, boys.
What's the series at?
Start of what's essentially the conference finals.
Whew. You
Yeah.
nervous? What's the pregame meal? I saw you had rice today for lunch.
I got a steak in the fridge. That's thawing out. So I'm having a steak
That's why Tyler cares
tonight.
not about
Big
the
one,
Oilers.
game 1. Tomorrow, game 2 at Rogers Place. Very big one. I feel like an 8-year-old who's getting to do Ford Small Stars.
Where can we pick up the tickets for that?
You can just walk in. That's the beauty of it.
Nice.
Yep.
Also, I found out over the weekend, speaking of men's league games, Waz and I will be going mono-a-mono against each other in men's league this summer.
You going to throw bows?
I'll be throwing lots of stuff.
Footy, correct?
Footy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be going old English style and little Wozniak.
We don't know what that means.
Oh, he'll find out.
Hard slides at the ankles?
Whatever it takes. Got to get the 3 points.
Mm-hmm. I'd watch that. For Nation Gear, AMA Travel, Betway, and Noodle Noodle, this has been Oilers Nation Radio episode 200. And what did you say? 253?
282.
282
million.
There you go. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully by the Friday episode, we will know who we're facing in the playoffs. We will.
Yep, we will.
We will.
you
Actually,
go.
we might not. Because don't Nashville play Friday?
That doesn't determine anything.
Could determine the number 2.
No, I refuse to believe that. We'll know by Friday.
The fireworks are now on the TV, so I think it's time to go.
Put your thoughts out into the universe that I do not have to go to Winnipeg. That's all I ask. That's how we'll wrap up the show. Have a great weekend, buddy.